change the life of anyone who embraces it. I have seen it work many times with people with addiction issues of every hue: drugs, sex, relationships, food, work, smoking, alcohol, technology, pornography, hoarding, gambling, everything. Because the instinct that drives the compulsion is universal. It is an attempt to solve the problem of disconnection, alienation, and tepid despair. Because the problem is ultimately being human in an environment that is curiously ill-equipped to deal with the challenges that entails. We are all on the addiction scale. Those of us born with clear-cut and blatant substance addiction are in many ways the lucky ones. We alcoholics and junkies have minimised our mystery to tiny cycles of craving and fulfilment. Our pattern is easier to observe and therefore, with commitment and help, easier to resolve. If your personal pattern happens to be the addiction equivalent of the long-form con trick as opposed to a short grift, it can take ages to know just what your problem is. If you're addicted to bad relationships, bad food, abusive bosses, conflict or pornography, it can take a lifetime to spot the problem, and apparently a lifetime is all we have. This program is not just about extremists like me. No, this program is about you. Do you have a sense that something is missing? A feeling in your gut that you're not good enough? That if you tick off some action, whether it's eating a Twix, buying some shoes, smoking a joint, or getting a good job, you will feel better? If you do, it's hardly surprising, because I believe we live in an age of addiction where addictive thinking has become almost totally immersive. It is the mode of our culture. Consumerism is stimulus and responses are designed for life. The very idea that you can somehow make your life all right by attaining primitive material goals, whether it's getting the ideal relationship, the ideal job, a beautiful Berber rug, or 40 quid's worth of smack, the underlying idea, if I could just get X, Y, Z, I would be okay, is consistent, and it is quite wrong. Addiction is when natural biological imperatives like the need for food, sex, relaxation or status become prioritised to the point of destructiveness. It is exacerbated by a culture that understandably exploits this mechanic, as it's a damn good way to sell Mars bars and Toyotas. In my own blessedly garish addiction, each addictive pursuit has been an act of peculiar faith that the action will solve a problem. Here we will discuss, with me doing most of the talking, how we can overcome our destructive and oppressive habits, be liberated from tyrannical thinking, and move from the invisible inner prison of addiction to a new freedom in the present. What makes me qualified for such a task? A task which in a different lexicon might be called achieving peace, mindfulness, personal fulfillment, or yet more grandly, enlightenment, nirvana, or Christ consciousness. Certainly not some personal ethical high ground. My authority comes not from a steep and certain mountain top of po-faced righteousness. This manual for self-realization comes not from the mountain but from the mud. Being human is a me too business. We are all in the mud together. My qualification is that I am more addicted, more narcissistic, more driven by lust and the need for power and recognition. Every single pleasure-giving thing that's come my way, from the cradling greys to the Hollywood chaise lounge, has been grabbed and guzzled and fondled and fucked and smoked and sucked, and for what? Ashes. Do you sometimes question whether you even have the option or right to be happy? The churning blank march of metropolitan life feels like the droning confirmation that joy is not an option. Escalators like conveyor belts to a mass grave, grey streets like a yard. Thank God I've not yet been to prison. But when I think about the levels of categorization from worst to least awful, I ponder freedom in general. Worst, being locked alone in a solitary cell in a Category A maximum security prison.